welcome, good afternoon, good evening, as well. It's been 3 years. Well, we're looking 3 years, three years, lost for words, absolutely lost for words, because of how incredible it's honestly been. The way in which it's been turned around, you know, there's been good moments, there's been bad moments, like a lot of other things, to be fair. When you do something like this for 3 years, it's quite a lot. Honestly, it is quite a lot. And I'll be the first to admit it's been, you know, it doesn't feel like 3 years, you know. Only feels like 5 minutes ago I was just downloading this game for the first time, and obviously, you know, those first few minutes that you spend on the game, that first battle royale game you play, that first creative game you play, it's so special. It's so special to be a part of such an amazing experience in 3 years, and a lot of credit has to go to Jackson H Ninja. I want to give all the credit to him for not once, not twice, but about 20 million times he convinced me to download the game. At the time, this was never my game. This is never the sort of thing I'd be into. And I'd never played the game before. But I knew anything about the game, really. Didn't know anything about creative. Here we are about, I don't know, 3 years, literally 3 years on. And look at it. Look at the journey that means so much. And it's the little things that made the difference in these 3 years. So let's just take the walk out then. Let's take the walk. We're going to walk all the way down, and then we're going to do the final speech, and we're going to look back on all 3 of the incredible years, and then it will be time to say goodbye. Unfortunately, like all good things, they all have to come to an end, and I just want to say, if it could have gone on for 4 years, it really could have. There was nothing that was saying I couldn't. There's no one saying I can't. But this is a great note to go out, and it's a blimmin' good time to go So I think we all owe ourselves a massive bit of credit as well for the amount of challenges we faced in the last couple of weeks, months and years. I think we all deserve massive credit for that, so please give yourself a lot of credit for that. So then, without further ado, we're going to take a slow walk all the way down here. So who's ready to see what's been built on my final ever creative build? Yeah, it's a beauty. Thing of beauty. Of course I had tornadoes on the day I'm leaving. But here we are. And this is the final time I'll make the walk, so here we go. A little farewell sign there. So here we go then, all 4 years that I've technically taken part, which is technically 3, so I've been here technically for 4 different years and only been here for 3. So in 2020 then, the one I'm crouching down next to now, what a year. It was on this day in 2020 I downloaded this game. It was from here on in that things really began to change. And I'm really proud of 2020. Really proud of 2020. We did the role plays that year as well, especially, so that was absolute, you know, this is where it all began. I began in 2020. It was a great year. And I also just want to go back to lobby actually, because the server time's about to end, so we'll go back in. But I just want to show you all something as well, like the things that have changed. And I just want to have a quick look at my account level as well. Obviously leveling up was not one of my, you know, it's not something I focused on a lot. Oh, stop asking questions. Here we go, here's career. My account level is 1,598. I think that's I think I should take that as a massive achievement, considering, you know, I'm not someone that, you know, played Battle Royale an awful lot. So I just wanted to show that as well, and just see, you know, you're probably looking at that and you're probably having memories of what it looked like when you were first in the lobby. For me that was chapter 2 season 3. God forbid how many times I said chapter 3 season 2. No, it was chapter 2 season 3, and I created so many memories on here. So we'll go back, we're going to go through all the years and everything, and we're going to look back. I mean, I've just learnt a new song in the past few months, Don't Look Back in Anger. It's a great song, and I'm actually going to play it at the end. So I think it's been a long time. 3 years is a long time. To be precise, that's over 1,000 days. And I'm really annoyed now. I'm really annoyed because I need to go on a calculator and look it up how many days I've actually been here. So thanks to myself, I've just annoyed myself. Calculator. Right, it is. I have been here 1,095 days. I'm quite happy with that. Actually, in tell lie, I'm very happy with that. So there you go. There's one fact already. So let's get back to the 2020 thing. Should be focused on that, apologies. So in 2020, obviously got the game for the first time. Never knew a thing about it on this day. I'll talk a little bit more about the start on the speech. I just want to say 2020 was a fantastic year. It really was a great year. It was a really good start. Obviously with COVID and everything, you know, it made 2020, you know, this is kind of what's made 2020 so special. Looking at 2020, you know, obviously COVID, it was a horrible time. You know, not happy memories for some people, but I feel like obviously I downloaded the game in 2020. You know, I got the game in 2020 on this day at exactly this time. And when you look at it now, you know, you look at the last 3 years and you think, you know, 2020 wasn't great, but has any other year been better? Not really. 2021, that was a good year. Honestly, that was 2021, whatever anyone says about it, it was a good year. Like, despite all the drama with lockdown at the start, I think it was actually a good year. I don't really see what really went wrong that year. I might be forgetting stuff, but I think that was a good year on this game as well, so I'm really proud of that. 2022, massive downfall. I feel like in 2022 was this where things started to go wrong. Don't think I'm far wrong there. I'm actually going to turn my HUD scale down just so we can see a bit better. There we go. So 2022 wasn't a great year, and then this year, obviously 6 months in, and it's a load of it's a load of rubbish. It's not been a great year. I don't see it getting any better. It's just not a good year. 2023 is just not a good year. But we seem to be flying through this year, so here we go then. Ignore the lanterns, ignore the tornado, ignore the lovely confetti, ignore the giant freeze around the place, ignore everything else. Let's take a minute to pause. Let's take a flipping minute to pause. What a journey we've been on. What a journey. What a journey. 3 years, 1095 days. That is a long time. That is an incredibly long time. And look at the journey we've been on. We've had highs, we've had lows, but we've created so much on this game that some people could never have dreamed of. And we had high ambitions, we had high dreams, we had high hopes, and in all its glory, we fulfilled that. We have fulfilled that. And it does make me proud to say that, you know, I've done a lot of good work here on this, you know, incredibly hard and, you know, sometimes frustrating game. And I feel like I've done a, you know, decent enough job. And I'm really happy with what I've achieved in such a short amount of time. Well, 3 years isn't really a short amount of time, but it goddamn feels like it, I can't lie. Like, honestly, like I said, it feels like only yesterday I was, you know, only downloading the game and getting started. So here it goes then. Final speech. so here we go. I was gonna read it in Dutch, but I haven't learned enough Dutch yet. So here we go anyways. On this day in 2023 years ago exactly, my cousin introduced me to this game. He convinced me for months and months to get it. And this one random day, I decided I was gonna get it, and it all started by a bouncy ball. So I just went outside in my back garden with my neighbour, and we were playing with a bouncy ball. Coincidentally, Villa were playing Chelsea at this point, but obviously it was lockdown, so you couldn't really, there was no real way you could watch the games. So I was outside while the game was going on with the bouncy ball, and this bouncy ball was, so my neighbour took it up to about the 3rd floor, because he's an idiot, he decided to drop the bouncy ball from the 3rd floor, and the ball, it came down, bounced off the ground straight into my eye, like at full impact. Yeah, it blimmin' hurt, and considering, you know, I'm a lot taller now, so I'd had more time to react, but I was like extremely short back then. Oh, we're talking to 2020 here, so I was probably like 4'1" for goodness sake. Okay, a bit more than that, but I was about 4'10". So you know, that ball did not take long to hit me in the eye at all. Took about a second. I had no time to react. I was in loads of pain, probably in tears. It was really, I couldn't describe to you how painful it was. It was the most painful thing that my eye ever experienced. It went straight into the eye, not close, straight into it. It was proper painful, and I went inside and we got that sorted. I sat down, and I remember Villa scored. I think it was Courtney Horse scored against Chelsea, went 1-0 up. I went mental, massive goal for us. So I have dinner. I think it's a roast dinner. Oh dear. 20 plus stitches into your leg. Jesus Christ, I hope you're alright. That sounds horrific. That sounds absolutely horrific. Yeah, so he's experienced pain 3 years on. There you go. Something to remember. So yeah, I had roast dinner, I think. And in that time, Chelsea decided they were going to score 2 goals in 2 minutes, so we ended up losing the game 2-1. I was not a happy bunny. We were basically looking like we were going to go down. So I come on my PS4, and I don't know, something, it must have just inspired me. Like, obviously my cousin's influence, but something must have urged me to download the game, because I was like, do you know what, stuff this. I'm going to download this game. And about, I'd say 6:37 I downloaded the game. So about this time 3 years ago, I played the game for the first time. I remember playing a few games of solos and duos, and you know, obviously I was absolutely woeful at the game, absolutely woeful, but I think I still am to this day, to be fair. So yeah, that was a really proud moment, I guess, where I just got, you know, it wasn't a great day, but you know, I downloaded it. I was a bit content at first, so I was a bit like, mate, is this the right decision? So I started to play with my cousin and his mates a lot, so I got to know everyone. And then this one random day, you know, he introduced me to creative, and I instantly fell in love with it. I did loads of work on his maps. I was doing some really nice creative work. I remember building this map with him. I think that's the first map I ever built. It was just incredible. We built this shot called Bits and Bobs, and it was just mental. You know, I felt, and then there was this one time where I was in creative all day. Like, I did not come out of creative all day. I've been creative all day. We'd just be building all day, and it was just mental. absolutely mental, and I was really, you know, I've really fell in love with the game at that point. And then towards the end, about September time, obviously I settled into the game, and I started to learn how to build. And we built this map. We built it for a roleplay because my cousin, his friends did roleplays, and I was really interested to see if I could do one, and we did. And I remember building that first map, and I've still got it. It's the most iconic map I've got today, in the place called Riverton. A really clever design. Honestly, it's such a good map. Honestly, I've had, you know, so many memories from there. So many memories. So, you know, that was the start of something, and then throughout 2020 we did loads of role plays, about 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd say about 4 in the first part of the year. Sorry, last part of 2020, about 4 role plays. And then in 2021, this is where you know, things started to change a little. So towards the back end of start of 2021, things changed a little. So unless I've got my years mixed up, and if I do apologise if I do, because I feel like I do, but there were arguments between members of the role-playing community at the back end of 2020, and it backfired into 2021, which was not fun. But we ended up doing a Riverton return roleplay in the I want to say it was in February of that year, and that would be the last roleplay we ever do. We wouldn't have known that at the time. And then that was that for role plays. We can never really get them started up again. And then this is how no one actually knows how Fortnite Football begun. So do you know what? I'll tell you now. Fortnite Football began so again Villa played Liverpool. Actually, it was Liverpool. This is our good season, so we'd already beat them 7-2. An excuse to mention that, I guess, that season. And I remember going into the game a little bit confident, and I think I'd already started building Villa Park. I think I already had started to build Villa Park. Obviously moving on from roleplay, so I started to build Villa Park, and Villa were 1-0 up, like they were last time. So every time Villa go 1-0 up and bottle it and lose 2-1, something happens, okay? Just keep that in mind for the future. So obviously we were playing Liverpool and we lost 2-1. They scored a last minute winner. You know how it goes. You just knew that was going to happen. Alexander-Arnold gets a lucky goal in the last minute, and I remember again probably not being in a great mood. So I came on and I started to build more. Like, I've completely finished Villa Park. Like, I went for it. You know, I remember that evening I was so determined to build it. And to be fair, it's not the best football pitch and stadium in the world, but it's definitely one of the most iconic ones, and it's how it's begun, really. And obviously the game was in April, so the stadium was built in April, and from there we decided, why don't we start Fortnite Football? So we started to spread the word around about it. We started to get people interested in it and try and make it a big thing. And I think it was May of that year. Yes, it must have been May. We played our first ever game of Fortnite Football. We had a massive game of people just playing and scoring and having fun. They were playing. First game was ever played at Villa Park. That was a really enjoyable game. A really enjoyable moment, and from there things sort of changed again. We also had ambitions at the time to get back to role playing, but things didn't look like they were, you know, that promising. But I also just want to take you back also to the start of 2020, to a very important player to this storyline. And I've actually just realised I've been even more of a donut because I've also missed something else. So let's get back a bit in 2021. I at the start of the 2021, I met this player called Mega Max, now known as Cluty Dumpling. Absolute legend. What a guy. Great mate. Honestly, he's such a nice person. Got such a heart of gold. I want to give him a lot of credit. He deserves a lot of credit. Always hardworking, very loyal. And it was an honour to meet you in the way I did. And it's been, you know, it was an absolute pleasure to work alongside you as well. So Mega Max, shout out to you. Brilliant worker. And then obviously April, before Villa Park, actually we did this thing called the Ring of Fire. See, there's so many things to remember. I keep, you know, it's hard to remember this all. I don't really know what to say. It was hectic. The Ring of Fire was hectic. Yeah, it was hectic. It was brilliant. I just loved it. The drama, just everything about it was just brilliant. Absolutely loved it. Unfortunately, the drama caused a few problems, but you know, I loved the Ring of Fire. It was just brilliant. Like, it was the first competition I think I ever did. So anyways, moving back on to Fortnite Football. So we're now fast forward into July. First ever World Cup. We decided we were going to do a World Cup. I absolutely loved getting into Fortnite Football. Like, I was really proper getting into it. You know, I was having none of it. You know, we were doing this World Cup. That's how it's gonna work. You know, we're gonna do this, this, and this. We're gonna get this. The first World Cup was more shambolic than the government is currently for England. Honestly, I'll tell you this now. It is more shambolic than the like. It was just a shambles. It really was just a shambles. So what we did is we reassessed and we took the summer off. We took the rest of the summer off, and we reassessed, and we tried again. And this is where I met loads of players. At this point, this is where I met Alex Sage. Obviously, I was just doing a bit of imposters, and he just happened to be watching. And he joined us from that day as well, and has become a legend for NSB. And then from there, World Cup 2, 3, 4 happened, and you know, the rest, as they say, is history. And 2021 with the World Cups was just great, and you know, these were the good times. These are the times you remember. These are the times that change a lot of stuff, and it was a really proud moment. So yeah, credit to Alex Sade as well. He's been an absolute legend, and someone I've worked alongside for 2 of the 3 years as well. So it's been an absolute honour to work with you. And you know, the way we met, you know, there was no. There was like a 0.005% chance that was going to happen. You know, there was very little chance we were ever gonna, you know, cross paths. And obviously, with the luck, we did. And you ended up coming in, changing how the place was run. You worked alongside me for 2 years, so it's been an absolute honour. And yeah, that's how it all really begun. Obviously, new players came in, Krusty, Badman, all this, and it just, things began to change really quickly. you know, it's so unbelievable, that's just journey of 2021. And obviously towards the end of 2021 we had probably the best moments as well. Obviously, guess who came in, you know, made 2021 and in such a incredible fashion. You know, what's our luck that Seke YT comes in, comments, and, you know, likes our thing, subscribes to Create Master, and it's like, what's going on? You're joking me, right? You know, that was just an incredible day. Hi, what? You know, that was an incredible day. That's what dreams are made of, and obviously Seki YT, you know, that really changed a lot. About Creating Master, just about everything. Man. It just changed a lot, and you know, I'm really proud of that journey. And then, yeah, 2021 came to an end, and along came 2022. So this is really hard to remember. I think the World Cups just generally continued, didn't they? They just went 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Obviously in January, Phil Coutinho joined us on loan, and you know, I was having time of my life with Villa, so it was mainly a little bit about Villa and Fortnite Football. Nothing really happened, did it, for the first couple of months? Is this the point? Yeah, this is where Wolves and this lot came in. So we had an influx of new players. We got loads of the old players had gone. So this is where we had to start bringing new players in. And this is where we were doing World Cups like week in, week out. Those were the days. We had some great World Cups. Obviously, what happened with Create Master happened. You know, those things, they do happen. You know, sometimes we have to just accept that these things do happen. And what happened was really unfortunate and really frustrating, but they do happen, and we just have to accept that. And move on. There's nothing that we could have done. There was so much to take away from that, and obviously we now have this, and we're doing really well with this, so I'm really happy with this. Personally speaking, 2022, not much happened until the summer with the whole in-war situation. We're not going to talk about Spanish today. We're not going to talk about any of this nonsense. We don't need to talk about in-war. We can talk about what had happened with in-war another day. Like, we've got plenty of time to do that. But yeah, what happened with in-war happened, and a lot of stuff happened over the summer, and you know, those things contradicted what happened next at NSB. After the summer, things calmed down, and obviously in September, back to school, of course. We were looking to get straight back into, you know, World Cups. You know, let's head down, focus with the World Cups. That's what we did, really. I think that's what, and then obviously the Queen died, and we did loads of stuff surrounding that. I don't know. I'm just really. What really happened in 2022? Not much, did it? I'm really trying to think. Like, it was just basically World Cups, and then a little bit more drama at NSB happened, and this is where things started to, you knew it was coming to the end. I could see it was coming. And then obviously December, the World Cup happened, like the official one, 2022 Qatar. And then 2023 happened, and not much since. Yeah, like you say, it was just a bit of a loser year. 2023 wasn't No, it's not been horrible. We've managed to get some good stuff done, and obviously this is where the sponsored World Cups came in. So, pretty mad, isn't it? To think of all the stuff that's gone on and how we've, turned it around. And a lot of other stuff happened, and we can talk about that in another day. But 2023, I think the real highlight is when I left in about NSB in March, achieving just about 3 years. NSB obviously started before I downloaded the game. Didn't have the name, but I always had the idea I wanted a community. So it just about past 3 months. 3 months. It's I don't know. It's 2023 was just a bit of a nothing time, when it was a bit of a nothing year. Nothing happened. Nothing worth talking about. Nothing exciting. Nothing spectacular. But at the end of the day, we did what we needed to do. And left NSB and did the final few months and just managed to get to this point, and here we are. But that's the 3 years summed up basically. So 2021 was the most impressive year. So let's go then. Let's rank them in order. This one is going to be, I think you've got to give this first because of everything that happened. So 2020 gets first, this gets second, this gets third, this gets fourth. So 2022 was the worst, 2020 was the best, and 2021 was the second best, and 2023 was okay. It was okay. For the game itself, we'll talk a little bit about the seasons, and I think the game itself was really impressive. Like, chapter 2 was, it got me hooked. It got me hooked. Like, from minute 1, I was hooked into the game. Some of the things that happened in chapter 2, that's probably what inspired me to stay for as long as I did, because I had them flooding memories, and I still do. Chapter 2 was an important, it's massive. I loved every second of it, and I was just almost in tears to see it go. I didn't want it to go because of just the incredible memories, and just thinking about it now, the memories, all the joyous memories, and it's honestly, it does make me a little bit emotional at times because of just how. In my bag? Where's your bag? I don't know. Oh. Here. You're welcome. So, yeah, it's a pretty impressive journey. It was just so amazing. Those memories. It's moments like that change the way you go about things. All that hard work that you put in, all that time and effort and everything. So it was an amazing experience. And chapter 2, when you get bored of creative, Battle Royale was brilliant. I think things started to go downhill, and I think everyone will agree with me here. Chapter 3 was the that was the downpour of everything. That Epic Games started to get it wrong off. That crate started to fall apart. Things started to fall apart. you know, no one really wanted to play the game anymore. The game became less and less popular. I know, no, you know, some people have their opinions on Chapter 2, but you know what I say? I think it, you know, no matter what, it was blimmin' brilliant. And compared to 3 and Chapter 3, and now we have to move to 4, you know, you can see the game's gone to woeful, you know. The game's just woeful now. It's gone to trash. It's gone to complete and utter trash. You can clearly see it. You know, you don't need a magnifying glass to see it. And to be quite honest with you, yeah, the game started to fall apart, and that's why things started to go wrong as well. And then, you know, after Chapter 3, I had a very special connection with Chapter 2. Obviously, it's when I started. But the first few seasons I played especially were brilliant. I think Chapter 3 Season 1 was alright. And even Season 2 was alright. I think it just started to go wrong from there. And I think Epic Games started to get things wrong. So I think that was sort of the decider in the downfall. And I think it did play a massive part in the downfall, and that's, you know, so that's just how things work. That's just how things work at the end of the day. But yeah, I've been really proud of this journey and everything that's happened on it. The dramas, the ups and downs. The whole community, everything about it. And just being able to do the things we've done on this game is incredible. So we've got about 5 more minutes, then we're going to play Don't Look Back in Anger. And then, actually no, well first we've got to do the announcement of where I'm going next. We'll do that after this final thing. So then, here we go. The final speech from last time then. This is going to be the farewell message. What a 3 years. What a 3 years it's been. What a journey. It's been unbelievable. Unbelievable. Every single thing that has happened is unbelievable. Can't believe exactly 3 years ago to this day. I started playing this game, and you know, there's loads of jokes made about this game now, but make no mistake about it, it's an incredible game. It really is. It deserves more respect. And to, you know, to experience things I've experienced here, 3 years, you know, 1,095 days. You know, I found a connection with the game. I found love for the game, and I worked hard every time I came into creative, and I tried to make things happen, and I feel like we did it. I feel like we've done so much in such small amount of time. We worked hard and we got the reward at the end, and we've had some incredible moments. I've met some incredible players, and the game itself has just been incredible, and what a journey. It's been an incredible 3 years, and you know, it's time to move on. It's time to move on to the next challenge. We all love a new challenge. It's, you know, we all need the new challenge every now and then. And that, you know, at the end of the day, you know, that's what's going to make us stronger. And for me, I do need the new challenge, and I feel like, but I would like to reflect, you know, and others to reflect on this journey as well, because I've taken a lot away from it. I've taken a lot away from it. You know, I've had life experience in it. It's changed who I am. It's given certainly me, and I know other people, a lot of confidence as well. And you know, it's just changed the way people view the game as well, and just shows you can really do anything if you put your mind to it. And I think it really, you know, I think everything we did at the in the community was brilliant, and it sent out one brilliant message that I do want to stick with everyone. And listen to these 3 words carefully: never give up. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, my 3-year reign as NSB boss, as Fortnite creator, as a regular Fortnite player is coming to an end then. So let's find out what's gonna happen next then, because I'm sure you're intrigued to know. I'm intrigued to know. So it is going to be officially announced tomorrow. VT is joining Red Velvet to go do some media work for the club, and has high ambitions to get them to the top and get the club to be known globally, internationally, and to become a more famous and popular club. He's got high ambitions there and will start work tomorrow. And he's also linked with other clubs as well to be going there. So he's going to join Red Velvet tomorrow, and will be has already confirmed with the manager he will begin his ambitious journey tomorrow. So there we go, I'm joining Red Velvet tomorrow. Who knew? Ashley Young has joined us. Ashley Young, I want to give a shout out to you actually. Thank you for coming on this amazing journey with me actually for 3 years. Obviously you're only going to see the end now. Yeah, you've been incredible, and the only Villa supporter I ever knew on the journey. So there you go, at least there's 2 of us. So yeah, massive credit to Ashley Young and Alex Aid in there as well. Massive credit to both of them. So I'm joining Red Velvet as of tomorrow. The hard work starts there. This is where the journey begins. This is where new beginnings are incoming. This is where the next challenge starts. And I've got ambitions to get Red Velvet to the top now, and I will not rest with other things as well. I'm also going to be working closer in school to be an equality ambassador, helping people like me as well get treated better in schools. I'm going to be working a lot closer on that and other projects as well. So things have all changed. So then, before we play Don't Look Back in Anger, shall we one last time I want to take a minute to thank every single one of the players here as well. Every single one of them that was on the journey with me. I want to thank certain that was on the journey with me. I want to thank oh dear. Oh dear, that didn't go well, did it? There you go. I'm not very good with technology. Anyway, so yeah, I want to thank all the players that were on the journey with me. I just want to thank everyone that was, we've all been on an incredible journey together. Yeah, I want to thank all the sponsors as well. I just want to thank everyone that was involved. And yeah, massive credit to Ashley Young and Alex Aid, who've been incredible on the journey. Massive credit to go out to Batman. A lot of credit has to go to Jackson H Ninja as well. He's the whole reason this whole thing happened. So a lot of credit has to go to him. And yeah, to InWar, unfortunately it didn't work out, mate, but unfortunately everything does work out, and I think we can all go away with that and it's time for a fresh start. It's time to move on. So I wish you all the best of luck in the future, and I hope I managed to serve you well here on Creative. And it's time for a new journey at Red Velvet. Potentially some of you may be able to join me on that journey, God knows. I also want to give credit to Superb Shots and wish him the best of luck with his community for the future, and whatever you guys go on to do in the future. Yeah, you know, I wish you best of luck with it. And yeah, that's it basically. So pretty much that's all I've got to say. So without further ado then, it's time for a little bit of Don't Look Back in Anger to finish off. Enjoy.
Struggling to budget? That proper punk. Managing your money.